All right, I know folks are filtering in as I'm speaking. Everything I'm saying, I'm going to throw into that chat. Welcome to the College Essay Guy Virtual College Fair. We have with you some great colleges and universities that are going to talk to you about what they have to offer and answer any questions that you have. A few things that are really important. Your camera and your microphone are off. Our panelists cannot hear or see you. So if you have a question, please use that Q&A button at the top or bottom of the screen. That Q&A button is the only way you can ask a question during this 45-minute session. Another thing that's really important is we do have another session after this. So if you'd like to sign up and you have not, please do so very soon. And a recording of this, everything you're seeing, everything you're hearing, and everything in that chat will be available at strivescan.com/college essay guy. All very important stuff. I will throw that into the chat as well. All right, so to get started here, we are going to start with Duke Kunshan University.
Thank you and welcome. My name is Lindsay Parker, and I'm a Global Recruitment Officer for Duke Kunshan University, which is Duke's new joint venture university in China. Essentially, what we're offering is a Duke Education 2.0 that's taught in English in China to top international students from all around the world. You don't need to know any Chinese language to apply or to get in, because it is taught in English to all students. And yeah, let's get started. So as a joint venture university, we are a partnership between Duke University, which is currently ranked number 9 in the best colleges in the United States, Wuhan University, which is in China's top 10, and the city of Kunshan. Kunshan is a city of about 2 million people, and it's one of the greenest and wealthiest cities in all of China. It's an emerging technology and innovation hub. Oh my gosh, I didn't share my screen properly. Here we go. Sorry about that, guys. So here's what Kunshan looks like. It's one of the greenest and wealthiest cities in China, and it's an emerging technology and innovation hub, much like early Silicon Valley. We are about 21 minutes from Shanghai, so our students have really easy access to one of the biggest and most international hubs in all of Asia and the entire world. We're also about a half hour from China's historic water towns like this one. So in contrast to the big modern cities, our students like to go here to interact with locals who are leading a slower pace of life and maintaining more of the traditions of historic China. And then our flagship study away is like a reverse study abroad for US students, and that's the study away at Duke. So typically during either the fall or the spring semester of the junior year, students come to Duke University in Durham, North Carolina, and they take classes on campus, live on campus. They can participate in research, go to sports events, and have as much of the full Duke experience as possible in the short term. And graduate with 2 degrees, a Chinese degree from Duke Kunshan University and a US bachelor's degree from Duke. Probably the biggest difference between what your day-to-day life would feel like here at Duke Kunshan compared to Duke in the US or just about anywhere in the US is our demographic breakdown. We're about 70% Chinese nationals, 30% international. Of that 30%, about half come from the United States. The other half, they come from over 60 different countries around the world. Right now, we're about 1,300 to 1,400 students, but at full capacity, we'll be about 2,000 undergraduates. But we're still new and building up our student body. Here's a quick look at our majors. They are all interdisciplinary dual majors that work kind of like a double major. If you are interested in a global career like foreign affairs, international law, public policy, international business, or if you're just really interested in China or the Chinese language, or want to be on the leading edge of innovation and technology, I definitely recommend taking a closer look at these. We have, quite simply, the best student residences that I've ever seen at any university anywhere. They're spacious, they're really nice, and they are all brand new. Here is a quick look at our cost as well. Our tuition is about to be just around 60,000 US per year, but the cost of attendance in terms of the living expenses is almost $10,000 per year less than what you could expect to budget for living expenses if you're going to university in the United States. So over 4 years, that's about 40,000 in potential savings. But even better news is that over 80% of US and international students receive reduced tuition through scholarships and financial aid, and those can go up to 100% of tuition coverage for all 4 years. We are on the Common App, so you can find us there. And when travel restrictions are no longer a problem, if you apply to Duke Kunshan University and you get accepted, we actually offer to fly you to China in late April for a 4-day-long weekend where you can tour campus, take sample classes, meet the really inspiring other international students from all over the world, and basically give this a test drive before it comes time to actually decide whether or not you want to go here for your 4-year university experience. I know that's really short, but if you'd like to learn more, get some emails from us and maybe a nice soft t-shirt, just scan this QR code right here and sign up. And I think they'll have slides for you to take a look at this later, I think, if you don't catch it right now. And then you can also follow us on social media, on Instagram, YouTube, and yeah, so thank you so much. Again, I'm Lindsay, and this is Duke Kunshan University in China.
All right, thank you so much. Next up, we have Temple University, Japan campus.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me get my screen going. One moment. There we go. Hopefully that'll be okay. Let me know if you can't see it. Hello, everyone. My name is Kelly Ibe from Temple University, Japan campus, TUJ for short. For those of you who don't know us, our main campus is on the East Coast in Philadelphia. We have our second campus in Rome, Italy, followed by the third campus here in Tokyo, Japan. So it's very fitting that we go after Duke Kunshan, because now you can go a little bit out east to Japan. It is an American university. We are fully accredited by the Middle States Commission on Higher Education in the U.S. What does that mean? It means it's U.S. accreditation. You are being held to the standards of education taught anywhere in the US. So yes, you're going to have to do a lot of reading. Yes, you will have to do a lot of writing. You are expected to do what you would do in the US and earn that US degree here in Japan. Here are some key points on why students choose our Japan campus, TUJ specifically. Excuse me. Number one is the quality education. So as I said, we are fully accredited. We do challenge our students. There is a lot of writing. We really want to make sure that you can succeed and work in any field. Never underestimate the power of writing. That is always very important to be able to convey your feelings and represent whatever company you end up working for in the future. Number two reason why students choose us is the diversity we bring in. We have students represented from over 60 different countries. And of course, it expands beyond that, because we have third culture kids who, for example, they are ethnically Chinese, but growing up in the UK and attending a different sort of education system. It really is a diverse network here. Third reason why students choose us are the study options. This may seem like a small list, but it is quite comprehensive when you are looking into options in Japan that teaches in English. We are liberal arts based. It is okay to apply as undeclared. You can change your major later on. If you are considering our art major, there is no portfolio review. Fourth reason why students choose us is the affordability. It is quite affordable when you compare us to a public university out of state and a U.S. Private university. I always tell students, why go out of state when you can go out of country, especially right now. The exchange rate is amazingly good for you U.S. students. You're getting, it's about 132 at this current rates, which means you're getting a lot for your US dollar. So the tuition's even lower. We are in US university, so you are able to use FAFSA. If we have any veterans and their families, they can use GI Bill benefits. And or if we have any other students, you're very much welcome to apply for merit-based scholarships. I'll list those QR codes there. You can take a screenshot, take a picture, or scan it with your cell phone right now for more details. Here's information on how to apply to TUJ. It's like applying to any US university. We do accept the Common App as well. For test scores, if you are a native English speaker, you may apply as test optional. Non-native English speakers will have to select one of those tests to submit. You might be eligible for a waiver, so please contact us for more information. The personal statement is about 250 to 400 words long. I do emphasize, always go for at least the minimum, if not the maximum. Don't go under less, don't go over more. There is a reason why we ask for that word count. And we are specifically looking for why Japan, why TUJ, and how can we help you with your academic and personal goals. Fifth reason why students choose us is career prep. We really do help our students in making sure that they have all of the support needed, everything from resume writing, interview prep, finding part-time jobs, internships, and a full-time employment, whether it's in Japan or anywhere around the world. Tokyo is a great hub for international companies, so it really is a good place to get your foot into the world. If you're looking to learn more, definitely catch us on social media. It's a really great way to see what life is like through students' eyes. We do a lot of takeovers, so that's always fun to see what students are up to. Do catch us on social media. And of course, you can also catch us on the virtual world. My team and I, we give regular webinars as well as special sample lessons. So do catch us there if you want any updates. If you have any questions, you can contact us at ac@tuj.temple.edu. Again, my name is Kelly Nuibe from Temple University Japan campus. I'll leave my information in the chat. I'm also here. If you have any questions, you can type it in Q&A. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have University of Melbourne.
Hi, everyone. I'm just sharing my screen. Sorry, just a second. Sorry about that, guys. So I am Julia with Uni Melb. I'm based in Orange County, California, and I look after Uni Melb for undergrad and postgrad. So what's great about the University of Melbourne is that our bachelor degrees, which are equivalent to a US bachelor degree, are only 3 years. So they're a little bit more focused, and they don't have general education requirement. And we are rated #1 in Australia, and we're part of the group of 8 universities, which would be comparable to an Ivy League down under. We have a pretty affordable price point. Tuition and living expenses are pretty comparable to out-of-state options, and a very streamlined admissions process. So it's really a great time to have an adventure at a really excellent university. So we are a large public research intensive university, rated #1 in Australia and 25 in the world. And we're really proud that 40 of our disciplines are ranked in the top 40 globally. So everything from humanities to business, performing arts, law, and so forth. So the point of difference is that you'd apply directly to the program you're interested in, rather than the university overall. So you do have to have a general idea of what you'd like to study, but you do have the ability to take elective classes and you won't have to choose your major until your second year. And just the list of our majors. So we're really only going to look at your GPA and your test scores. So there's no personal statements, essays, or references required. Each degree has slightly different entry requirements, but very much transparent. So if you meet the entry requirements, there's a very good chance you will get an offer. Oh, this is the wrong slides. So if you're applying with a high school diploma, you will have to take AP classes and SAT and ACT. Typically, the GPA requirement is around 3.2 to 3.6. And then I'll include a link to the GPA guide in the chat. The academic calendar is different in Australia. So semester 1 is February to June. Semester 2 is July to November. And the seasons are flipped. So you can enjoy your winter break in July and your summer from November to Feb. And as I mentioned, tuition can be pretty affordable. So tuition is typically around 25,000 to 30,000 per year. Cost of living is about 20,000 per year. And since these are 3-year bachelor degrees, you will actually have a bit of savings on that end as well. So we're really proud to rank 7 in the world for graduate employability. So there's really just a lot of support for students during your degree as well as after you graduate. So we have about 1,600 industry partners. So a lot of work integrated learning, capstones, community volunteering opportunities, and so forth. And we have a lot of undergraduate research. So we're Australia's leading research university, and we do have undergraduate research classes that students can get involved in. And in Australia, we typically have very streamlined degrees, but UniMel would be a little bit different on that end because we allow students to take 1 class of an elective per semester. We also have a really huge alumni network that you can contact colleagues from Europe, Asia, all over the place. And we're part of the Amgen Scholar Summer Research Program. And this is our lovely campus. We're about 10-15 minutes away from downtown Melbourne. And we are Australia's 2nd oldest university. So we've been around since 1853, and there's all sorts of beautiful old buildings. And we do have modern facilities as well that are very eco-friendly. And one thing that's really great about studying at UniMelb is that you're located in the heart of Melbourne. So Melbourne was actually the most livable city in the world for 7 years in a row. So there's really great things to do. It's very diverse, it's very safe, and very internationally focused. Our student body is also really diverse as well. 43% of our students come from different countries, so everyone's in the same boat and wanting to make friends. And we are considered Australia's cultural and sports capital, so there's always something going on in the city, all sorts of sport going on as well. This is some of our street art, which Melbourne is famous for. We actually have a really cool class called Street Art where students learn about the different street art in downtown Melbourne. And we are only about 2 hours away from Great Ocean Road, and there's also kangaroos and koalas and really beautiful wildlife as well. And we're about 30-40 minutes away from the beach communities. So you can kind of have easy access to nature. And I will pop all of this in the chat as well. Thank you very much.
All right, great, thank you. Next up, we have Salve, Regina University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephanie Dupuis, and I'm the Associate Dean of Undergraduate Admissions at Salve Regina University in beautiful Newport, Rhode Island. Oops. There we go. Oops. Salve was founded 75 years ago by the Sisters of Mercy. The Sisters of Mercy originated in Dublin, Ireland, and they were known in Dublin as the Walking Nuns because they were a group of sisters who did not live in a cloistered setting. They lived amongst the communities in Dublin that needed them most. And when the Sisters of Mercy founded Salve Regina University here in Rhode Island, we were an all-girls Catholic school. We've obviously grown and changed and developed since then, and I'll tell you a bit about that. But the one thing that does remain the same is our mission and vision of the Sisters of Mercy are focused on social justice and service and the 5 critical concerns of mercy, which you can see listed here: earth, immigration, nonviolence, anti-racism, and women. These very important topics are integrated into curriculum and student life on campus. This is a picture of our beautiful campus on the right. We are located just about an hour south of Boston, about 40 minutes from Providence, Rhode Island, and about 3.5 hours from New York City. Our campus is on 80 acres of some of the most beautiful property in the Northeast. We sit right on the Atlantic Ocean, and our campus community is made up of 7 Gilded Age estates, mansions, stables, carriage houses from the late 1800s. These old buildings have been converted into classrooms and residences and other campus buildings. Salve now has 2,100 undergraduate students. We have a very small in-state population, which makes our campus very residential because students are living on our campus and learning and not packing up and going home on weekends. And our student body is representative of 41 states and 21 nations. Salve was founded as a liberal arts university with a focus on the helping professions. So programs like nursing and education and social work. Over the years, we've definitely grown the number of our undergraduate programs as well as our graduate and PhD programs. Many people still know us for academic programs like nursing and education, but some of our other larger programs are in academic areas like psychology, business studies, criminal justice, the arts. And I do find that our students definitely immerse themselves and embrace the liberal arts core curriculum. All students will take courses across the curriculum. But if you know what you want to study, you can absolutely begin taking courses in your area of study beginning your freshman year. For students who may be undeclared, and about 1/3 of our student population is undeclared coming in, there is wonderful advising and support as you kind of determine what your path is going to be and what program or programs you're going to focus your time and attention in. It is very common for our students to double major and have minors while studying throughout their 4 years in our undergraduate programs. Our approach to learning is very hands-on. Our average class sizes at Salve are 18, and our faculty to student ratio is 13:1. Your teachers know you, and you learn by doing. You're not in lecture halls, you are in labs, you are out in the community doing internships, service learning. You're putting to practice what it is that you're learning in the classroom in very real ways in our local community and through internship programs. The students here are students studying in a variety of different areas. One of our most unique programs is in cultural and historic preservation. Given our setting in historic Newport, Rhode Island, I do find that our cultural and historic preservation program, which combines historic preservation, historic district planning, archaeology, and museum studies is so appropriate for our area. We have a lot of students who study in the sciences doing research with faculty members, and the performing and fine arts are incorporated into many students' educational journeys at Salve. At Salve, we have over 80 clubs and organizations. We also have 20 Division III varsity athletics programs, and about a third of our students participate in athletics in some way. I would encourage students who may be interested in playing a sport to contact coaches. Our coaches are incredibly helpful through the application process, and our student athletes are a huge part of our campus life. A little about applying. We definitely have a few options for submitting your application through using the Common App. November 1st is our early action one and early decision deadline. We do require our nursing applicants to apply at this time. We do have a direct entry nursing program. We do also have an option for regular decision on February 1st. The most important part of the application for our students is their day-to-day work through high school and grades, course selection, and improvements over the years. We are a test optional school, so we do not require SAT or ACT, although students can submit that information if they would like it to be considered. Almost all of our families receive, or students receive merit scholarship money, and those merit scholarships go up to $25,000 a year and renewable each year as long as the student maintains a 3.0 GPA. We have a variety of ways to connect with us. I'm going to drop my information in the chat. We are hosting campus tours, and we are doing a lot of virtual programming still. So workshops, counselor meetings, virtual information sessions, and tours. We do think it's incredibly important to get to our campus. So if you're planning a visit, please let us know so that we can help you make the most of your campus visit experience. Here's my information. As I mentioned, I'll drop it in the chat again. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you at Salve.
All right, thank you, Stephanie from Salve. Next up, we have Pace University.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming tonight. My name is Lexi Leach, and again, I am here from Pace University. I'm super excited to chat with you guys. So I'm an undergraduate admissions counselor from Pace University on our New York City campus. We do have two campuses, one in the middle of Manhattan, down in the financial district. So we are 5 minutes from Wall Street, across the street from City Hall, right in the hub of everything. But then we also have a campus that is about 45 minutes north, up in Westchester, where you can find our nature trails, choke pond, and even our own self-sustaining environmental center. We have about 8,000 undergraduate students across both campuses. So about 6,000 of those students are on our New York City campus, and a little over 2,000 of those students are up on the Westchester campus. We do have students coming from all 50 states, over 100 countries, and we have about 11% international students at this time. Let's chat a little bit about the academics that we offer on both of our campuses. So this is a layout of all of the different colleges that we have available. And some of these majors are available only on Westchester, only on New York City, but most of them overlap with both, and you will have access to both campuses. So some people want to live on the New York City campus, but then still have access up north. So there is a shuttle that runs back and forth, and they can take a class once or twice a week up there, where we also have our NCAA Division II sports on our Westchester campus. So first up, we have our College of Health Professions, which is home to our health sciences as well as our nursing program. We're in the top 13% in the country for nursing up on that Westchester campus. Next up, we have our Dyson College of Arts and Sciences. Now, this is the biggest umbrella that we have at Pace because we are a liberal arts university. So all of our students will be taking a core curriculum as well as their major components. Of course, students will get to pick which exact classes they take in their core, but that core curriculum will be based in the Dyson College. So you'll definitely take a good amount of classes from there, even if that's not where your major's from. Also in the Dyson School, we have our performing arts majors. We have our physical sciences, such as biology, or social sciences, such as psychology, and then things like criminal justice. We also have a School of Law located up in White Plains. So we do have a 3-in-3 program at Pace where you can get your undergraduate degree and your law degree in 6 years instead of 7. So you save a little bit of time there and stay in the Pace family. And then we have our Leuven School of Business. Now, Pace was actually originally born as a business school. It was two brothers helping each other study for their accounting exam. So we have lots of amazing opportunities within the School of Business, but now, of course, it's blossomed into a lot of other options as well. Both within the School of Business and the School of Education, we have a lot of really incredible combined degrees. So generally that means that a student is staying for a 5th year and completing their master's and their undergraduate in those 5 years. If you do a 5-year program, your scholarships do all transfer over to that 5th year, which is a really, really great way to save money and get courses out of the way. In terms of the School of Education, New York City is also the largest and highest paid school district in the country. And the certifications that you are receiving in New York transfer over to, I think, 46 or 47 states. So you'll be able to work pretty much anywhere. And those combined degrees, again, are a great way to get certified right away. And then finally, we have our Seidenberg School of Computer Science and Information Systems. So as we've seen in these last couple of years, technology is super, super important. And so you will be taking at least one class from here, unless you want your major to be computer science or IT, that's available as well. And all of that starts with what we call the PACE path. So all of our students will take a University 101 class their first semester at PACE, and they will help build their PACE path, which will just kind of represent like a blueprint for their next few years at PACE. So it'll help them get from point A to point B, whether that is just getting your degree and going into the workforce, or it's going into a post-grad option like law school or any other graduate degrees that we offer. It'll also kind of show you all of the different organizations on campus, volunteer opportunities, study abroad. Our students do study abroad at about 50% above the national average. So lots of really great options. We also have an amazing return on investment. So 90% of our PACE undergraduates are employed or continuing their education within 6 months of graduation. So making sure that you're getting that investment that you put in financially back right away. And then here are some things that you're going to need when you're applying to PACE. So of course, you'll need your official transcripts, letters of recommendation. Make sure that those are coming from an academic recommendation. So rather than like a coach for a sport that you play, it would be better to have a teacher that can speak on what a great student you are. And then we have our personal statement or essay. We're much more worried about how your essay is written rather than what it's written about. So just write about what you love. And we've been test optional since 2019. So you're welcome to submit SAT or ACT scores, and we will use them while making a decision, but they are absolutely not required, and they're not required for scholarships either. And then here's a layout of some of our important dates. We do offer early decision, that binding contract, as well as early action, just finding out a little bit earlier. Just make sure that if you're looking at something like performing arts or nursing, sometimes there are different deadlines for those programs. So just check if you're looking for something specific. And then May 1, of course, is when you have to decide which level of college you want to attend. And then finally, just to touch on our financials, about 97% on average of our students are receiving financial aid from the university. This is the average amount that students are receiving. You do not have to apply separately for merit scholarships or to be a part of the Honors College. You'll automatically be considered. If you are admitted to the Honors College, that will be a minimum $15,000 scholarship, merit scholarship. So just important things to look out for. And here is my contact information. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to jump into that chat box, and I'll put my email below as well. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, thank you. So this kind of leads to our portion where everyone's going to be answering the same question. So if everyone could turn their camera on, I'm going to put the question in the chat so that you folks can see it, but so could the folks attending. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we're going to start in the same order that we went.
So if you are considering going to university abroad and you're looking at your college options and that's something that's just really, really calling to you, my best advice is just do it. Just take that leap. I know it can be scary, but this is quite likely the best time that you'll ever have in your entire life to take that step. And, rather than moving, later on in your adult life when you have, maybe property or pets or family, and have to figure out so many things. This is just a really good time in your life where you've got a lot of possibilities in front of you and an entire college community that is designed to support you and make you feel welcomed and comfortable. And yeah, just do it.
For TUJ, I say this all the time to students, but I say it because I mean it. I think it's good advice. Hopefully it helps you, which is to keep a journal or a diary or what have you. This is the electronic age, so you can get OneNote or whatever works for you online on your computer. What I recommend is you take notes when you're researching each university. That way you can, when it's time to write your essay, you can actually write those key points on what made you decide to apply to that specific university. Also, I'm just gonna, actually no, I'll leave it at 1 point. So let's, so make sure you take your notes. It will help you in the long run.
So I would agree with my colleagues, just take the jump and really consider options that maybe your friends haven't looked into, or maybe your parents didn't look into, because there's really a lot of great options overseas, and they can really be very affordable. So I would really recommend that. And a lot of universities do have colleagues based in the US. So always just check and see if someone's willing to do a Zoom with you if you have any questions and you can't find the information online.
My recommendation is going to be to visit campuses. In this technological age, it's also wonderful that if a college or university is too far away, you can virtually visit and connect with faculty and students and members of the staff as well. For us, I know that once students get to our campus and also to the beautiful community of Newport, Rhode Island, they really love to explore and connect to the area. And I just see them feeling, at home once they step foot on campus. Many of our schools might also offer opportunities for you to get to campus. We do offer travel reimbursements for students that would have to fly in for admitted student events. And I work with students to get them here and also help provide transportation for them to get to campus from the airport. So definitely look into those different opportunities to actually step foot on campus prior to applying or after you've been admitted.
And I would just say my biggest piece of advice, because I know that it can be super overwhelming and there are just so many schools to look at, is just see what priorities are important to you. So if it's a specific program, you already know what you want to study, start looking up how many schools offer that program. Or if it's location, you want to be in a big city, you want, this many students, this small of a class size. Just make a list of the things that are most important to you. And then it'll be way easier to narrow down kind of where you can start.
Okay, we have just enough time to rapid fire through one more question. And this one I really like. So what is one thing you want students to remember about your school? Same order.
We are a new university in startup mode. We are only 4 years old and our first class is just now graduating. And so on the pro side, this is somewhere that's really on the leading edge. Our curriculum hasn't been kind of modified and adjusted over hundreds of years to try and meet today's needs. It was just created fresh and brand new in the last decade or so to really meet you where you're at and suit the environment that you'll be graduating into.
Okay, there we go. For TUJ, my point is please remember we're in Japan. It is quite important when you're going to have to commute to school. We are in Tokyo, Japan, but we are one of the very few American options for you, which means you do get financial aid. You can get the Pell Grant, and you can, there are many benefits out there for you, and you're earning an American degree here in Tokyo.
So we're Australia's #1 ranked university in one of the best cities in the world. All sorts of great options for everything from performing arts, humanities, business, and so forth.
Salve Regina University's motto is learn, live, make a difference. So while we absolutely prepare students to go out and get really great jobs and really have wonderful careers, we also want to empower them to get out there and make a difference, to help people and make everyone around them's lives a little bit better than when they met you. So that is so important for our students and alumni, and a mission that is embraced by our entire university community.
I think something that's really unique about Pace University is that although it's in the middle of downtown, it's right in Manhattan, it still acts as a campus. So all of our residence halls, buildings, everything is within a 5-block radius. So you will be with other students all the time. 70% of first-year students live on campus. So mixing, really having a campus feel and a community around you with being in the middle of the city and having access to internships that are just crazy, like so many people working in entertainment and fashion and business and the medical field, and everything is just right there. So New York City really is your campus, but you'll still get to have community, which is really great.
All really great advice. I always like to plug to contact these folks. They are the experts. This is what they do. They are there to help guide you and answer any questions you might have about the application process, about their campus, scholarships. They pretty much know it all. Okay, so definitely reach out to these folks, check that chat, grab that contact information out of there. I did put some information into the chat that is very important. You can find a recording of this on our website at strivescan.com/college essay guy. When you leave here, there is a quick 5-question survey that you'll have to take. That really helps us out. And of course, there are always more sessions. If not tonight, there's one more, but if not, there definitely will be in the future. So please check back with us. Thank you so much to our experts, to our panelists for sharing, giving us their time. And thank you so much to the folks that are attending, and best of luck to you on your journey in finding the right college or university. With that said, have a fantastic night. Take care.